Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Absolutely good evening to all. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. My name's John Lawrence, National Housing Party, United Kingdom, based in Oldham, running in Oldham and national elections. Of course, I've run 2 already, and I'm on my 3rd in May. Pat, co-founder and treasurer and press officer, has run 2 as well, but is out for another 4 years. Well, another 3 years for him now. Oldham elections happen every year, and they change a council around. Why? It's because we have 60 councillors, which is big. We don't normally have 3 councillors per ward. You know, normally have 2 in a lot of other places. There's 3 in Oldham. But I mean, the reason why they brought the 3 in is to give other people, you know, like more room for more people to be on the council. And now, what you tend to get now on councils are people who are on the council maybe for the right reasons, but they can't do the job. Right? I'm going to be going further into this over the next few weeks, talking about this. But school days, guys, school days. That's what it is tonight. School days. Lately, as you would have seen, there's been let's get the video up. A little incident in Failsworth, Oldham. Me and Arlene have been down here. It's not far, Arlene, from the pole where in Failsworth, where we've been a couple of times. Not far. Behind there is a Tesco's, which I've been in a couple of times. But let's see if I can get the video playing. So, 2 black girls beating a white girl up. These girls are known trouble causers. That's all I'm going to say. There's been an email off Miss Mark Wilkinson. Mark Wilkinson. I think that's Failsworth Independence. Rightly so to the school. Thank you for that, Mark. Very speedy response. I will be writing an email myself after this weekend, being contacted by somebody in my electorate of Oldham whose children go to that school. So I will be writing an email myself the next couple of days to the school. I have seen that the police have said they're involved, but it's still, I still want to write that email. I'm not just going to say one email. I mean, guys, when we're reporting things, best everyone report it. Don't just leave it to one person. Obviously, Mark's a councillor and he's on it, right? I hope other councillors are writing in, because Oldham schools are a disgrace. And I'm going to show you tonight, from primary school to secondary school to colleges, they're an absolute disgrace in Oldham. And also, this week has come out that Waterhead Academy is under special measures. I mean, it's no biggie. Ofsted have released this, and there's plenty of people besides Raja Mia who look at Ofsted reports on schools. One of them is Chronic Oldham. That's where I've got a lot of my school stuff to do with schools over the past 6 years is from Chronic Oldham. I haven't checked his site, but no doubt he would have put a post up with it. So it's not just a one person who got this thing. It's Ofsted. Anyone can read the Ofsted reports. I do regularly. As much as I can, I try to read Ofsted reports about a particular couple of schools that I've got an eye on, but not Waterhead Academy. But, I mean, what did they say back in the day about Waterhead Academy? The school that defies Nigel Farage's narrative. That's what it says. But anyway, let's get back to that little video. I'm sure she was saying something like, you all are the same. You all are the same. So, you know, I mean, I don't know what the white girl said, but let me just get a couple of things straight with people. Good evening, Chris. Hope you're all right, my man. Set a couple of things straight with people. If you think that being offended means you can attack somebody and get away with it, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that. Them girls should get convictions for beating that girl up. I don't care if that girl's been racist or said anything to them like that. You're not allowed to go beat people up. You know, we do live in the UK and we have laws. If anybody thinks that that is acceptable, that you can beat someone up for being offended and get away with it, then there's no point in joining the National Housing Party United Kingdom, because I'm not like that, right? Them two girls should get convicted no matter what. Now, let's just say, take, for instance, I'm just making things up here now, just making things up, another story. If that girl had been racist, right, then fair enough, you know, call her out. But still, you can't attack people if you feel offended. And we're in the day and age now where when people get offended, they attack you. You know what I mean? Honestly. And I mean, if I offend someone and you're going to attack me, you just be careful. Just be careful. Be careful, because I'm not one who's easily just going to sit down and do nothing. And there's 12 lads in Manchester, all black Caribbean, who'll tell you that, all with bruises on their faces. But anyway, disgraceful behaviour. These girls have already been pointed out for previous bad behaviour already. There's investigations going through with the police. I've talked to a couple of people from around the area to get a bit more information. But it's just disgraceful. But that's just one kind of thing at school. We've got plenty more things at school besides that. Just the other, last year, a teacher in a school in Royton. Let me see if I can find Also, can I say, in that little video, you've seen a guy, and I'll get him up now. I'll get him up, and he's done exactly the right thing. He's come over, shielding one of them girls. Let me just see, get that back up. See that? He's come over, he's backed him off, and he's shielding her. Yeah. He also has a little set in a minute. Good evening, everyone. Bobby, Lisa, good evening. Yes, Michael, I hope you're all right. I've sent Pat your email, so hopefully he've emailed you about Bible class on Wednesday, or Bible study, should I say. I hope you're all right there, Mr. Town Councillor Chris Farnley. Oh, no, sorry. I'm getting it wrong. So let me just get the other video up. well done, she was saying on one of the videos. But let me get the other video. Let me show you the guy. Let's check out this guy. Big respect to him here. And you know, he's right. 2-on-1. Two big girls on one girl. It's just a disgrace, honestly. This is what this Oldham schools for you, unfortunately. Right, so here it is. Oh wait, no. Wrong one. But you did see the guy. I hope you've seen the guy there. But, you know, good on him. Good on him. Really good on him. But, I mean, these issues in our schools have been going on years. If you were already aware, I've read the Ritchie report out, and it says in the Ritchie report about schools. It says about about schools and making them segregated and not. Let me just get the report up and I'll read the exact words it says. And I would also like to say that the attitude of, unfortunately, a lot of immigrants who come here is anti-English and anti-British. They want to destroy anything that's British. They want to take down every statue, anything. They want to change it all and put people in who just weren't good enough or are not as they say. I mean, we have plaques to Mahatma Gandhi in Oldham, in the UK, and there's quite a few blue plaques of him. But will black people tell you about what he said about black people when he was in South Africa, sucking up to the British? But will they say that? Will they come out with that? Will they come out that Mahatma Gandhi thought that black people were subhuman, you know, just a waste of space and all that lot? That's what he thought. But you know, as you get rebranded, and this has come off, this isn't just off any white dudes, this is off two black professors in South Africa, who've lived there all the lives. This is who's telling me what Mahatma Gandhi were like. And there is plenty of evidence and documentation towards it. But obviously, you can change the story, you know, and make him look good. So, you know, will any black people say anything about that? No, they won't. Will they tell you about other people who are in this country were bad? No, they don't. But anyway, schools were going on about schools. Come on, John. School days, I'm telling you. So let me just find a particular article on that Ritchie report. When the report came out, Oldham Council went on the defensive when it questioned the methodology of the Ritchie report into writing into the town last year, which concluded that the authority had done little to challenge racial segregation in education and housing for 30 years. So 2001, ladies and gentlemen, I weren't around then. And these same things are still happening now. How do I know that? I've told you about the schools that don't teach English properly, that teach anti-Western values to the kids, and the girls are treated as like third-class citizens and have to wait in queue to play with the toys. I've told you this. I've done videos on these already. Done videos on these schools. Clarksfield Primary School, the head teacher the head teacher claimed to have had death threats and had to work from home because of the mums and dads demanding that she teach them how they wanted it teaching, and it was an all Muslim school. When we looked in, when also we looked into that school. Now, it was claimed somewhere that it was an Islamist plot to take over the school. I wouldn't go so far as an Islamist plot. What I would say is a fundamentalists are trying to take over the school. And one of the guys who was a school governor, I have also already mentioned him about his protests against gender identity, and said live on telly that if it don't get taken out of schools, then there could be riots in Oldham again. Ashrafi man, whatever his name is. The Education Watchdog Inspection Report reveals concerns over the way boys and girls relate to each other, the boys dominating the playground, pupils with special educational needs being taught in toilets, poorly trained staff who don't speak English properly. So an English primary school, the staff there that can't even speak English properly, and they're teaching kids what they're teaching them. They're not teaching them proper values. These kids get a shit education. They don't get any skills, so they're not going to go into working or being good members of the community. They'll go into the antisocial behaviour racket and end up like drug dealers, like they'll end up money launderers, like Arut Shah's brother, or they'll end up like kidnappers who sexually torture the victims, like her other best friend, you know what I mean, or something. But they're not gonna go into getting jobs if they don't get taught at school. And this is a primary school, ladies and gentlemen, one primary school in Oldham, and obviously it's a Muslim-dominated one, but it's one primary school. There's dozens of primary schools that are dominated by certain ethnicities and that. And dangerous health and safety as well was an issue at this school. The governors who had not held the management team to account because they are too busy deciding who should be chairman. So the governors were just, it was just like a joke day out for them. You know what I mean? I've just got to say, right, if you're a governor of a school, you've got to be in it for the right job. Don't think you can be a governor just to fuck around or mess around or not do nothing. I want governors of our schools to be able to do the job. These people clearly can't do the jobs. So, but they're put in the positions of governors because we've got to accept everyone, and we've got to go for the quotas of diversity. So we put people in charge of a school who can't do the job. Now, if this is what Ofsted is saying about the governors of that school. Now, you know, there might be some good Pakistani governors or Bengali governors, but they're not in that school because of, like I said, what's happening. Insufficient focus on the progress and safety of children by governors. They weren't interested. It was just like, must have been like a circus thing to them. So they shouldn't be. Them people should not be in that position of being a governor. Honestly, I just don't get it, mate. And I can relate this to what's going on in Brighton. You've got someone in charge of the health centre there who's running it to ground, who can't do his job properly. But you whiteys in Oldham are always going to vote these people in. That's what you do. They certainly can't do the jobs properly. Before you start on me, I've never had a white doctor. A Chakrabarti, a Shankar, and an African. Them are my doctors I've had all my life. The fine doctors. Finest, I think, in Oldham. I think Shankar and Chakrabarti are dead now. But finest doctors in Oldham. I'm not going to change them. Don't matter who for, because these doctors know my family. That's before you start on anything. But no one says anything about these issues. What happened with the teacher at this school was that nothing, and never heard nothing of it ever again. Never heard nothing of it, ladies and gentlemen, ever again off that woman. I think she'd have been a teacher, she'd have been a leftist, she'd been silenced or threatened or something, but she'd never come forward. She'd never said anything about that school. You know what I mean? And she claimed that she received death threats. And I think she would have done me. I really do. Elizabeth, white hate, pure and simple. Won't be addressed for fear. Yeah. But if it's whites on the blacks, there will be up. You're certainly right. Honestly, everyone said this. Even Raja Mia said this. He said if roles were reversed, it'd be World War III. He's been going on about it since it happened, and it would have been. It would have been. It's wrong. You know, I just want people to be equally in justice, me. You know, that's why I want the Pakistani rapists to get the same as the white rapists. They both get high sentences. I don't want them getting 2 or 3 years. It's just an absolute disgrace. But let's go back to what Elizabeth said. So, like I said earlier on, the sentiment of them 2 black girls. And there's another little bit of a clip where the other girls are saying, well done. Well done. Now, like I said, I don't know the backstory. I don't know what happened. I don't know how's it started, that fight. But it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable by schoolgirls. But these girls have been pointed out already. So this isn't the last we'll hear of these girls. And obviously, because they're underage, the names won't be able to be given. But if I do get the names, I promise you that I'll be talking about their names when they turn 18 in 2 years. I promise you. I did that with the guys who stabbed me, who attacked me and Arlene, Joe, Jim, and the rest of them who attacked us. And we had to wait 2 years before I could name them. But I did name them. But anyway, so I'm going from there. So I'm showing you, if primary school age kids aren't even being taught English properly. And then obviously secondary school, that's what fails with school is a secondary school. So, and that was Clarksfield was 2017. So remember, we knew after the riots that there was segregation in the schooling and they have to try and work things out. So 2017, they're still not done nothing about it. And unfortunately, all the council do is suck up to minority communities, which ends up segregating every other community. Don't matter white, black, whatever. Everything gets affected by this, not just one section of the community. All sections of the community affected. I've always stated that. I've always said that. Everyone is affected by this. So every other Muslim community, every black community, West Indian community, Polish community, Ukrainian community, Romanian community, whatever communities are in Oldham get affected by these shit schools, right? Get affected. Honestly, I'll be going down Failsworth School soon. I'm definitely going down and I'll be doing a video right outside during school time, when they're in school, of course. And I'm going to be emailing Failsworth School as well. And I'll try and keep on top of that and even maybe contact the police. And maybe, actually, I should be writing an email to the council, see if we can get a question out in the meeting. So that'll be ongoing. So another school, ICRA High School in Oldham, rated inadequate by the Education Ofsted. Now, Clarksfield was a primary school. This one's a secondary school, but it's just the same. The teachers didn't have enough degree. What they were doing, they were just hiring local girls, getting them to pass the most basic support course for like teachers. The most basic thing that could get them into the school, paying them money, and they can't even speak English properly. And the kids don't learn English. Health and safety, again, the place wasn't safe for the kids. It's got to be an important thing is health and safety, especially when It's not a purpose-built school. This is in an house, so it needs extra on its health and safety. An independent Muslim school, which currently has around 50 pupils, has been ordered to make drastic improvements. Glodwick School failed to carry out rigorous checks on staff to ensure they are suitable to work with children, so they weren't suitable to work with children. And parents are paying £2,000 a year and are underachieving considerably. So even Muslims who are sending their kids to school paying £2,000 a year and your kids aren't getting any education. Do you understand me, guys? Why don't you speak up against these fools who are running your damn shit schools? Honestly, infuriating this, because it's an issue that I've been going on about since I got really since I got politically active. I've been going on about this issue in our schools. I have. Pre-referendum, 2008, 2009, I was banging on about our schools, and not many people listen because I don't see anything off any of the independents except for when something comes like this. I haven't seen any previous things about independents talking about the shit schooling. They've come up front now because something's happened at school, but what about before? What about before? And let me tell you, it just don't stop there. It just don't stop there. So, not official. This is not official, but I was told that they only allowed ICRA school to be built or whatever if it were mixed. And when you look at Ofsted, the Ofsted thing about it, it's mixed, but it was all girls when they got there. When they went into the school, it was all girls. So more segregating. But this time, segregating by sex. You know what I mean? These things are not acceptable in the UK. They're not acceptable. Look, what religion you're from, they're not acceptable. We don't segregate. You're segregating sexes. Yeah, everywhere else tells us we have to be all inclusive and we all have to be together. But you're segregating sexes. We don't do this in England, guys. I'm sorry, but if I ever get in charge of schooling at Oldham, I'd close all your schools down. Honestly, I would close all your schools down. But you know, I'm only somebody who can tell you about it. I'll show you the links. Don't think that I just make things up, guys. Honestly, you know me better than that. And any of you lefties who are watching this, read me links. If you think you can out debate me on these topics about schooling, segregation, please email me. Let me just get my email up. I say this every week, but no one ever takes me up. No one ever says anything. No one hardly ever emails me. No one phones me up or nothing. Just all shithouses. That's all you are, unfortunately, I have to say. If you can't, like, debate me or tell me I'm wrong, you know what I mean, when I know I'm right. So I put all the links in chat. That's ones to Clarksfield School. I'll do it Craft School as well. So remember, putting people in positions that they can't do the jobs, right? So we've got governors who are not bothered about the running of the school. They're just bothered about who's going to be the chairman, who's going to be the boss this week. That's all they're bothered about, but they're not bothered about the running of the school. Typical. So ICRA High School and Clarksfield High School. Now I'm getting on to some spicy stuff now. Oh, collective spirit. This is Rajar's old school. Failing free school to be closed down, 25 staff affected. When you look into it, it's the same. People in positions who can't do the jobs. Money being siphoned out of it and stuff like. It's just the biggest scandal in Oldham. No one said nothing. The only thing that's happened on that is that Rajar Me has been thrown under the bus. for the sake of keeping them stinking votes, and he's had to do that. Honestly, this school should never have been opened, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you straight, and I'll tell anybody at Oldham Council the same damn thing as well. A failing free school closed down after a catalogue, not one, a catalogue, guys, a catalogue, pages of failings in the school. And the worst, Ofsted, the local MP said it's the worst he's ever seen. Yeah, and I think the local MP is Jim McManaman, which is Rajar's nemesis. But my view on that school is we put people in to run the school. They can't run the school because they haven't got the skills, right? They haven't got the skills. Otherwise, the school would have run successfully. And however it is, money went missing here and there and got paid to the wrong person or whatever. And just a total shitstorm of a shit school running Oldham. No one says nothing, though. Nobody says anything. I haven't seen any political party, no Tories, nobody, no independents even mention this. You know what I mean? I mean, half of people are sucking up to Raja. I just won't have nothing to do with him, me, because of stuff like this. We put people in positions that they can't do the job. I'm not, you know, like, oh yeah, John, we'll put you up in position. We'll put you to position of empathy manager. Big John's got no empathy, so I'm not going to be no good at that job. You know what I mean? It's just as simple as damn that. And we put people in positions for the diversity quotas, and they just don't not the people for the job. And I mean, how do we know this? And I've said this to police me about vetting. There's 600 to 800 police on investigation, and loads of it's to do with sex crimes. 600 to 800. You know what they vetting? Did they do any vetting, or did they just sign off? So we know already through schools such as ICRA school that they get people in who aren't capable to do the job. It says that in the article, and I don't doubt that that's what it's like. That's all the schools around Oldham, a lot of the schools. Now, so that's what I think about the collective free spirit in school. In the end, Raja got thrown under the bus to protect everyone else because the Labour Party loved the votes. That's why he's on a mission. It's not that he sees what's coming. He's been thrown under the bus. Now he's on a mission. A lot different, me. I haven't been thrown under the bus. I'm on the mission because I see what's coming. And I've told you, and I've done the videos. I'm not in it because I've been thrown under the bus. No, I haven't been thrown under the bus. Raja has, but I haven't. I'm in it for the right reasons. I'm in it because I want to change our town. I want to make it better. I want to make it less segregated, which is one of the things that I go on about a lot. I want it equal for every minority and every white person, every black person, everything equal. I want to get rid of child sexual exploitation by holding the police and the council to account. There's people on the council who know that girls have been raped, and they know more than what they're saying, and they're not doing nothing about it, and they're just trying to brush it under the carpet. You know, the Oldham investigation says 10, 11 girls, as they've interviewed 10, 11 girls. It's hundreds, guys. It's hundreds, right? One girl said to me, it's nowhere near like that. She said, it's over 100, and she said it's more like hundreds, John. And I've met loads of them. That's what she said. She knows loads of them, hundreds. Some people aren't coming forward. They might feel threatened, or they might feel they're not going to get listened to. You will get listened to. There's plenty of independent and councillors, serving councillors, who will listen to you. All right? I'm one who's running as a councillor, and I'll listen to you. If you want me to help you, contact the police or talk to the council, come to a council meeting, get a question, and I'll do that. I'll help you there. But, you know, we put people in positions of power, and they're just not good enough to do them positions. Like I said, you just wouldn't put John in the you wouldn't put John in the mental health ward, because I don't know anything about mental health. So why would I go in the mental health ward? Now, if Arlene was a mental health expert, well, I'll tell you, two people. If Arlene was a mental health expert and Rita was a mental health expert, that's the people who get into that job, the ones who know what they're doing about mental health, not some ignorant person like me who's just in the job to get a bit of fame or anything like that, who can't do it. No, not me. Not me. It's the right person for the right job. That's what we should have. But in Oldham, it's not like that. We have to go for quarters, and diversity and sucking up to sections of the community, which has been Oldham's issue for 50 years. Not me saying it. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of people who said the same thing. UKIP said it. Loads of candidates on political parties have said it. That's what Oldham is. Diversity. So free spirit school. So after the riots, if you watch me in the Ritchie report, I say about they want to put more into doing to schools. So they ended up building a college, 14 million or something, which was a failure. And I've got inside information on that. That the kids weren't turning up. They just didn't give a shit, the kids who were there, about learning anything. And the teachers were just overworked and all that. And it was a failure after its first year, and it cost us 14 million. Well, no, I think the money come from central government for it, but it cost us 14 money. It failed, and it's just at top opposite the swimming baths in Oldham. Such a failure. And I mean, Waterhead Academy. Now, Waterhead Academy is on special measures. This is the best bit of this is just class stuff. This you just couldn't make it up. And it's all there for you to see. So let me just look. So the Guardian we're in now. 2000. Good evening, everyone. Yes, Peter. Yes, John. Wing. Peter, I'll give you. I did say I'll contact you before Saturday. So in the chat is an article. Divided Oldham, inside the school that defies Farage's narrative. A merged academy in the town derided for being split along racial lines has won the annual Inclusive Schools Award. And it's on in 2019. Let me have a look. Yeah, May 2019. It's a crap award anyway. 18 years ago, two teenagers had an argument over a game of cricket, and it ended up being riots. Well, it weren't just that. It was an attack on Chamberlain, an old guy called Chamberlain, which was one of the sparks for that. And we already know that the reason for them riots was the council and the Labour Party not dealing with racial tensions and issues between communities for 30 years before the year 2000, right? We know that already. So obviously this, they want to go against Nigel Farage, but he said those dark days in Oldham, since the politicians have periodically used the town as an example of divided Britain. Most recently, Nigel Farage, who told an audience in Pennsylvania that Oldham had entire streets split along racial lines. And you know what? He's not too far off. I can take you to the streets that are like that. I can take you to them. Top of Ashton Road, the Eastern European community, that's like that there. Go down Ashton Road, I would say. Primrose Banky area. Grinnikers. There's places up Grinnicus that are like that. And obviously they had to come out. School's been put on special measures. It's just failed. But just listen to some of the things. Let's listen to some of the things. Listen to this now. This. Remember what I said about pupils just don't want to learn and don't want to come. And again, ladies and gentlemen, oh, Raja, put this up. It's in Ofsted. Loads of people look at Ofsted. Chronic Oldham looks at Ofsted. I haven't looked at his site, but this will be on. I'm sure it is. So, he's not the only person who knows how to look at something or anything. These are just normal, general things that you think. But, he hasn't spoke out about any of the issues I've said in them other schools. You know what I mean? And the fundamentalists who want to take over. Oldham School placed on special measures as racist and homophobic bullying is common and staff are abused. Damning inspection into resulted in Waterhead Academy receiving... Oh, what's going on here? The worst possible... received the lowest possible rating of inadequate. And it had been dodgy since its inception, that school, and failed fast. So, teachers are abused and shouted at. And there's loads of ethnic minority kids there, I'll tell you that. And, if my mum or dad would have found out that I'd, sworn at a teacher or abused the teacher in any way, I'll tell you what, I would have received punishment that I can't even say online. I can't say the kind of punishment that I would have received off my dad online if anything like that would happen. But now, the parents don't give two tosses about what the kids say at school, and they defend them to the hill when their kids are wrong sometimes. I'm not saying all of them, but a big thing is our children. What did they do? You know what I mean? I've got to deal with, I'm running in an area where 2 teenagers last year got jailed for murdering a kid in Moston. And this is where I've got to run now. I can just ignore all that and go and fucking do the wheelie, the fly tipping and stuff like that. But still, on my estate, I've got teen murderers who lived on that estate. Which kids have they been in contact with? Who do they influence? And if you want me to be a counsellor, but you don't want me to bother in that, you want me to sort the fly tipping out, I'll do that. But I just think that, we should be thinking about the kids who are stabbing other children to death. You know what I mean? And where's the family values? Let me tell you, there's 2 lads involved, and I know that at least one of them has not got a father, and his mum is promiscuous. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I can say about it. So, what do people want me to do? Is that what you want me to do? Just sort the fly tipping out and stuff like that. Mither at the council about things, but not look at a bigger picture of our children and what's going on with the teenagers, and I only saw one parent out supporting the lads at the Muslim Defence League who were off Limeside. I only seen one parent at that first court case. I turned up and another black guy turned up from Birmingham, and we wanted to support these lads. I didn't see anyone else. Didn't see any other parents for whatever reason. You might not be able to. It was a first court appearance. Just only one parent there out of the 13, the 8 to 10 lads. There was just one parent there. But I went to support these lads, to tell them that they'd not done nothing wrong. It wasn't their fault that this gang had been marched down onto their estate. That's what I told them, right? If they'd done something, when I was talking to the lads, I said, I know you might have done something or said something that, you're angry or whatever, but remember the council let these people come down, and other people who will just brand you names. These are the ones who let these people come down, who started throwing missiles at you straight away. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's where I think about caring on that kind of level. You know what I mean? Support where I can. I mean, I've talking to people who've been involved, their kids have been involved in child sexual exploitation as well in Limeside, you know, and obviously it's something that I've talked about and I've got to court cases and all that. But like, is nobody going to speak up for these people? Is no going to speak up for our teenagers who are running round stabbing each other to death, 15 years old, 14-year-old? No one going to talk about it. And yeah, I will say that there has been a lot of immigration that's added to this. I get that. But still, white lads are doing it. Reece Tansey were white. The two lads who killed him were white in Bolton. You know what I mean? What's happening? Where are we going wrong with our kids that are being indoctrinated with lefty, idealistic, violent values in school or something? Like, you know, like, if you don't get what you want, you have to beat them up, or you have to fight, or you have to stab. Is that what we're up to? But you know, that's how I feel. Now, you know, I don't think. Good evening, Jamie. Nice to see you, my man. Good evening, Sonia. So yeah, you know, what do we do? So this is going on in our community. So all these school failures over the years, and these are just the ones in the past since the referendum. There's loads more. We've got so many religious faith schools in Oldham, and I've been told of someone I've been told of somebody who I absolutely believe when they say things that there's a big issue with it, but nobody will talk about it. That's what that person said to me about faith schools in Oldham. It's a massive issue, but no one will say nothing because they're afraid of getting called politically correct names. Well, not Big John. Not Big John. Big John will tell you. I'll tell you. You know what I mean? I don't care what anyone's going to say to me. I'll tell you. I'll be emailing the council. I'll be emailing that teacher at Failsworth. I'll be emailing Waterhead Academy. I'll be emailing whatever I can do to fawn in the side and let them know that I'm still here speaking. I mean, if anyone thinks that I'm out of order or they do think I'm a racist, please, my StreamYard link, sir. Let me just get me. Oh yeah, there's my email. There's my email. Yeah, there's my email. Video must be running on. Oh no, I must have knocked it back. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, sorry state of Oldham schools. It's been going on years, guys, and no one does nothing. No one says nothing. Obviously, people are too afraid to say things. But there's a lot come out about that Failsworth school. There's been. I've had someone contact me whose child goes to that school. I know that other people have contacted other people about the state of that school. Them two girls are well known, or that group of girls are well known for causing trouble. There could be more to this, but I can't say anything at the moment. But there could be more to this. Linking up with some other trouble in in that area, in the Failsworth area, to do with school kids. But you know what we're doing? Like I said, there's no doubt to me that an anti-British, certainly an anti-white and an anti-British rhetoric is spouted with everybody here against the United Kingdom and people in Britain, but we accept them over. And I mean, it's going to get to the state where you whites, the ones who do accept them all. I mean, I just can't believe that you can't see what's going on. You know what I mean? Refugees welcome when they murder and rape us. you know what? There's been around 90 deaths to do with terrorism in roughly 20 years. It might be 21 or 22 years, but in 20. One thing that could be denounced to a right-wing thing, and all you see is that like right-wing things are bad, but no one says anything about anti-gay hatred. The Reading murderer stabbed all them gay people, meant to, you know what I mean? He's anti-gay. It happened in Ireland as well. LGBT people being beaten up in Oldham. Talked about them before. Rochdale end of the tram, King Street, 2 guys, and no one does nothing and no one says nothing. But when it's a white person complaining about drag queens, then it's all over national news. It's all over national news, but nothing will say nothing when Muslims attack LGBT people and kill them. They don't say nothing. They don't say nothing about that Reading murderer. But yeah, so, you know, honestly, Oldham schools, we've got the shittest schools in the United Kingdom. Our schools have been in the papers and in the news for years. For years. It's not just a one-off thing. I've showed you. Primary school, secondary school, further education at 16 to 18 school. Oh, shit. All aggressive, bad. I'm being told there's loads of girls getting sexually assaulted at schools and stuff. And no one does nothing. No one does nothing. Well, you know what? The NHPUK are going to do something, and I'm going to do something. And if you don't listen to me, you don't listen to me. But what'll end up is a lot of people will listen to me. Then you'll get rolled over by a steamroller. You know what I mean? None of you puffy Tories say anything. You're just all there with your suits on trying to get your fucking place on council. But do you care about the community? I don't think you do. Otherwise, you'd be honest and said of things what's up of it, but you don't. So that tells me that you just don't care about our community. That's what. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's a Big John here. NHPUK Special. The sorry state of Oldham schools. You couldn't make it up. And I've told you what I think. I've told you what I think of that collective spirit school that Raja were a part of. He was thrown under the bus, obviously, but they want to protect. If the council and the MPs would have kicked off with the people who are running at the school, they would have lost votes. That's it for them. They would have lost votes. You know what I mean? They wouldn't have thought, well, no, we have to hold everyone to account, not just throw one person under the bus. So sorry, Raja. You got thrown well under the bus on that, well under the bus. But again, I'm not just saying you, but the other people who were leading that school were no good at doing the jobs they're doing. That's why the school went downhill. If they were any good at doing the jobs, the school wouldn't have got downhill. It wouldn't have been so bad. So this is Oldham schools. This is Oldham schools for the future, guys. This is what it is for the future. Don't think it'll change or get any better. It won't. It won't, because we don't hold sections of the community to account for their failings. You know what I mean? Hiring teachers, support teachers who can't even speak English. What's that? What's that in the United Kingdom? You know what I mean? UK English, UK British, speak English. That's what. Nobody speaks English. No one doesn't have to. You can come over here. You don't need to learn English. You don't need to communicate with anything. You get everything written down for you. Honestly, and I just wouldn't be like that if you went over to another country, unfortunately. But in England, so thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be on tomorrow with Paul Rimmer. He's going to spend 20 minutes with me tomorrow night on our party talk. And I'll probably finish off the thing tomorrow. But we've got some stuff to say about the party anyway. Or I might even get Pat on. Wednesday, we're on our Bible class. If you'd like to join our Bible study, if you want to come along, see what it's like, join in. My email, Pat's email's up. Patrick.mcginnis, nationalhousingparty.uk. Email him and he'll tell you. And I mean, I'm not a practicing Christian, but it has been nice speaking to people. And last week, week before last week, someone told us a story of why they went to Christianity, and it was really powerful, guys. Honestly, it was really powerful. And you probably would have heard the kind of story before, but I'll tell you another time. But it was really powerful, and it was good. It's good to listen to. So tomorrow I'm with Paul Rimmer. Wednesday Bible class. Not sure what I'm going to do Thursday yet. Might have a guest on, and might not. Done 3 shows all this week, but I want to do some playing on Twitter, so I might come on Thursday and we'll go on Twitter and I'll do some replies and I'll look at some tweets and all stuff like that, and we'll go through the social media on Twitter. I've got a blue tick now, so if you want to add me on Twitter, you can do. My link is in the description. Please try and follow some of our social media. We're on Telegram. I do other VK gets all my streams go to VK. All my streams go to VK. DLive I'm on, and Truvo, and obviously YouTube. But all my streams go to DK, so you can comment on there, view them on there. But please join our Telegram group, and follow us on Twitter. We've got several accounts. NHP UK Northwest, NHP UK Wales, NHP UK Northern Ireland, NHP UK Scotland. Pat's got his own account. I've got my own account as well. We have someone running each account, so please follow us. But thank you very much for your time this week. And Oldhamers, please, honestly, Oldhamers, people in Oldham, you need to start speaking out, standing up, voting different people in. Our school's going to get worse. Your kids aren't going to get a decent education. They're not going to get decent jobs or get any nice jobs. They're just going to end up antisocial behaviour and being kidnappers who sexually abuse people, or they're going to end up being drug dealers and stuff like that. And then they're going to end up stabbing somebody. But yeah, there certainly is an horrible anti-white and anti-British sentiment out there, and it's not nice. It's a violent one. It's a kind of sentiment where if they kill you, then they're justified that you're that colour. And when we get to that point in any country or any like empire, we're doomed. We're doomed. We're absolutely doomed. But yeah, so there'll be more on that Failsworth stuff. Keep note. NHP UK Northwest has been well on it. He's put all videos up, and he's kept up to it. He's put the police statement up, the councillor statement up. So it's going to continue. But thank you very much, everyone. I'll catch up with you all soon. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I'll talk to you soon, Pete. I'll talk to you soon, man. Thank you very much. Good to see you, Jamie, as well. Thank you, Arlene. And everyone else, thank you very much.